On this unprecedented episode of the Fine Dining Podcast.
Nothing is sadder than a tiny coffin.
And then they're like, that was their rocking chair. I have a few hours to get sick. Let's try it.
I'm not trusting Cracker Barrel to help me regulate blood sugar properly.
From this point forward, the word cheese will be bleeped because Michael finds it offensive.
Hello, and welcome to the Fine Dining Podcast, the search for the most mediocre restaurant in America. I'm your host, Michael Ornelas, and I'm looking for the middle. I'm trying to go to every chain restaurant that you can imagine, trying to find which one is right in the middle, because some people say things are good, people say things are bad, but there has to be a threshold where good becomes bad, and I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find that perfect 5.00 out of 10 in restaurant form. This week, I went to Cracker Barrel, and I managed to find a Cracker Barrel enthusiast, comedian Jen Liv. Jen, how's it going?
I'm good. Yeah, big time Cracker Barrel enthusiast. Probably been to at least 40 Cracker Barrels in the nation.
That's, I would say, too many.
I don't know. I was in my 20s. I was on tour, and it was just like every new city. We didn't want to like find a new restaurant. It was like, oh, we don't have a home. Cracker Barrel is our home now.
Uh-huh.
We ate so many meals at Cracker Barrel.
I ate my first meal at Cracker Barrel with you for this episode. So we're going to get into that in terms of talking about our experience, our review. That'll be next week's episode. In this part one, we'll be going into the history of Cracker Barrel, and we'll be reading select Yelp reviews of the Cracker Barrel that we went to. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Your table is ready, follow me. Have you tried our chicken breast? Serving pancakes and ribs, I recommend the spaghetti. We're here to satisfy, not to impress. Your table is ready, complimentary butter and bread. These walls have road signs, knick-knack, cowboy hat, good luck cat, autograph guitar, some crap from your city. Behold the tchotchke of mediocrity. Fine dining, it's just fine dining, fine dining. Two letters on the sign are shining, neon flickering, irregular timing. Identify the perfect 5 out of 10. Fine dining. Fine dining.
I don't know how much you know about the founding of Cracker Barrel.
I know nothing. I was thinking about that today, and I was like, they sell neither crackers nor barrels. Why? Why?
But they do have a barrel on their logo, which is close enough. And I guess a white guy.
Yeah, and like a giant country store and not one barrel. And like I saw no crackers inside. Not even one pack of crackers.
Were you scoping them? Were you
I
looking?
was. Like looking back, I'm like, I saw a lot of candy, a lot of things, but nothing that would, like, why? Why the name?
Why the name?
I'm really hoping you're going to tell me.
I don't know.
No.
But
See,
let's find out.
It's the only reason I'm doing the podcast. I wanted you to tell me why.
I'm going to tell you the information that I picked up.
Tell me.
Are you ready to go into this week's Eat Deets?
I'm so ready.
Let's play the sexiest theme song of all time.
Eatery details.
Cracker Barrel originated as a restaurant gas station combo along Highway 109 in Lebanon, Tennessee, founded by Dan Evans to provide weary travelers with a place to socialize, refuel both their vehicles and themselves, and support his family's oil business. Cracker Barrel started by an oil baron.
The old Lebanon oil baron. Yeah.
Is that the background we're expecting?
Exactly what we're expecting.
Yeah. If I had to put money on the founding of Cracker Barrel,
I was like, oil baron? Probably.
Initially, the focus was on offering both dining and fuel services, but by the mid-'70s, due to the oil embargo, Cracker Barrel ceased selling gas and shifted its attention to expanding the menu and creating a distinctive shopping experience within its stores.
They're like, we can't sell gas, but we can sell rocking chairs.
We can,
Why?
We could sell. It's probably the most iconic part of Cracker Barrel. When I think about it, it is like
the rocking chairs.
Not even having been, I was expecting and got to experience rocking chairs.
There's just like 40 rocking chairs.
All for sale.
Some on sale, some baby rocking chairs, the little guys.
I don't know why, but it's always very funny, but in like a sad way when they make smaller things.
Oh,
I don't know why.
because you're picturing it empty.
I think I'm picturing like a small coffin. Nothing is sadder than a tiny coffin.
And then they're like, that was their rocking chair. You're like, God.
Oh, they never grew to adulthood.
They never grew to get the large chair, just the little baby one.
So
Nobody
dumb.
can use it.
Yeah, I literally tried and my hips were too wide. I could not clear the
It was like, can we buy a rocking chair?
The
Can we
armrest.
shove one of these into your car?
I was tempted to, and had I loved the experience more, I may have caved and been like, this episode is brought to you from a rocking chair.
Yes.
But
No.
that wasn't the reality that
Spoiler alert.
I lived in. In the past, country stores served as hubs for local news and events, and Cracker Barrel became an essential part of these establishments. Barrels were commonly used to ship soda crackers to prevent breakage during transportation, serving as gathering spots akin to modern water coolers, hence why barrels adorn each Cracker Barrel's front porch. Did we miss something?
I didn't see one barrel.
I didn't see a
one
barrel
barrel.
either. I guess I can check the tape. Not that I got the most
There's no
in-depth video?
barrels. Looking. Oh, is there a barrel?
There is a barrel. There are two barrels.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
there were barrels outside the store we went
Didn't
to.
even see them.
They weren't like prominent.
They weren't like, stand around us. Talk about your day here.
They were an afterthought.
They were a total afterthought. And they're not even filled with crackers that are breakable.
Cracker Barrel's concept revolves around providing patrons with a homely atmosphere where they can relax in rocking chairs, engage in friendly games of checkers, socialize, and savor carefully crafted meals. Those are their words.
Okay.
Carefully crafted meals.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Cracker Barrel stores welcome guests with an enticing selection of old-fashioned and nostalgic candy. Their most popular candy is the Thin Sticks, selling over 13 million sticks annually.
I didn't see no thin sticks.
I feel like we
missed out
may
on
have
some
gone
stuff.
in with our eyes closed.
I think we did.
I felt like we were getting a very thorough
We spent a good amount of time in the store.
taking it in. Yeah.
But I saw the candies and it seemed more like Taffies and O. Henry's.
They had
stuff.
Beeman's gum, like and
Yeah.
Bazooka.
Yeah.
They had like really old.
I didn't see no thin sticks. I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is. Maybe we did see it, but because it was unfamiliar to us, it just didn't register as
yeah.
a thing we saw.
Yeah.
Probably a thing where like our grandparents would have walked in there and been like, oh,
Thin sticks!
Oh, and 13 million Thin Sticks annually is the equivalent to a distance of over 1,000 miles from their home office in Lebanon, Tennessee to San Antonio, Texas. So the amount of Thin Sticks they sell annually line up from Lebanon, Tennessee to San Antonio. Now you know.
I didn't even know there was a Lebanon, Tennessee.
You're learning
I'm
more
learning
than you.
a lot.
Cracker Barrel serves approximately 230 million guests annually.
These poor people. Keep
They
going.
serve around 210 million biscuits each year.
Okay, that's the best part.
Those numbers kind of throw me off. 210 million biscuits, 230 million customers. 20 million customers are not getting biscuits.
You know what they're getting? Cornbread, like fools.
Like fools. And the biscuits come to an order, right?
Yeah.
That means only 105 million customers are even ordering biscuits. That's less than half.
What's wrong with them?
Y'all are making mistakes if you're out here not ordering the biscuits at Cracker Barrel.
Those biscuits are 10 of 10. Just get the biscuits and get out.
Those were the thing that I ate that I was like, okay, Cracker Barrel.
I was like, I see you.
All right. Approximately 162 million eggs are served by Cracker Barrel annually.
I'm allergic.
You're allergic.
Yeah. That would kill me.
What's that like?
Brunch sucks.
Like, what are the you don't have to avoid things that are cooked with egg in it, right?
Well, like if it's a custard or something, it'll murder me. But if it's like one egg maybe spread out to like a giant,
Batch.
it's
Like
usually
brownies
okay.
or something.
Yeah, it's usually okay. But if it's like more than an egg or two,
Uh-huh.
I get sick and my heart starts to race. I feel ill. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I get dizzy. It sucks.
Dang.
Yeah. Brunch, I'm like, oh, I'll take the salmon. That's
I'll
great.
pass out.
Just fruit, side of hash,
Yeah.
side of bacon.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I miss eggs.
Wait, was it a developed allergy?
Yes. Annoyingly. I know what Eggs Benedict tastes like. I know all about how great Sunnyside egg with
When
like
did
a
you
runny
become
yolk
allergic?
in my like mid-20s.
No.
Yeah, it sucked. Heartbreaking.
Oh man, I need to knock on wood that nothing that I love becomes
Just out of
poison
nowhere.
to me.
It's just like, no. And it was like a slow onset.
Yeah.
And like one day I made French toast. Like, it's fine. And I got sick for 3 days.
No.
And I went to the doctor and I'm like, did I get salmonella poisoning? They're like, stop eating eggs. You have an allergy. And I was like, no.
Like they knew ahead of
'Cause
time
I,
and didn't tell
kept
you.
trying to be like, what if I just eat the whites? What about just the yolks? What about scramble? I was doing like experiments like, I have a few hours to get sick. Let's try it. I can sleep this off.
I can manage a few days of misery.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And then the last one was 3 days. And I was like, that's because the eggs were bad, right? And she's like, the symptoms you're describing, you have an allergy. You must stop eating eggs. It was a very sad day. I really love French toast.
Pour one out.
Just an egg yolk to the floor.
Just crack an egg in your hand. People who are that dexterous who can just pull an egg apart.
Amazing.
Unfair.
Very.
Cracker Barrel serves about 75 million pancakes each year and 140 million slices of bacon.
I'm into that. I think we missed breakfast, I feel like.
Yeah, I'll do Cracker Barrel again at some point and do breakfast.
Just kidding.
Is that you wanting to
I'm
join?
like, breakfast at Cracker Barrel? I still have hope. Maybe it's good.
Like you're putting lunch and dinner to rest, but
breakfast.
Maybe there's a hope.
Maybe breakfast is wonderful.
Each Cracker Barrel store is approximately 10,000 square feet in size, including the front porch, and occupies around 2 acres of land.
They should be growing their own food, man. 2 acres. That's a lot.
I mean, ours was in the middle of a parking lot. I don't think there was much room for farming.
Not a lot of acreage there. There's no way that was on 2 acres of land.
The one we went to, there's no way. The one we went to has only been around since 2020.
It's a new one.
It opened February 3rd, 2020.
Oh, brutal.
Bad timing.
It's amazing it's open still.
Yeah. Bad timing.
Well, you got those barrels.
They survived.
It's got the barrels for chatting.
The rations. They're just eating out of the barrels, just sitting there. Can we keep the lights on? Cracker Barrel restaurants typically have between 177 and 207 seats available for patrons. Each store boasts between 800 and 1,000 pieces of authentic decor adorning the walls with no replicas. That's right. The railroad pickaxe
and, like,
that
the
we
shovel.
saw,
Yeah.
that's a real thing. It's not made of epoxy.
Okay, Cracker Barrel.
Travelers account for 40% of Cracker Barrel's business.
I was one of those travelers.
Yeah, we count.
We traveled.
It was it was over an hour. It was like 70 minutes in the car.
Yeah. That's like a hefty drive.
It was a round trip long enough to watch like an extended Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, yeah.
Cracker Barrel maintains more than 1,600 billboards across America to serve as reminders of their presence and proximity to travelers.
I need to get some of those billboards. Just
Yeah,
to remind
you got
people of my
space?
presence.
You got the space for just a giant billboard?
Yeah. Just up. Just like,
oh, you mean take
just
it up
for me.
you. Oh, I thought you meant you want a Cracker Barrel billboard for your home.
No, I'll burn it. No, I'm like, oh, just a Jen Liv billboard in Hollywood.
Exist.
Just, hey, just reminding you of my presence just on Melrose and Highland.
You're not advertising any, there's no QR code or website.
Nothing. Just reminding you of my presence.
Hey, y'all.
I'm here.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
As we know, Cracker Barrel is headquartered in Lebanon, Tennessee, situated just east of Nashville. The expansive 98-acre campus includes 3 man-made lakes and 5 buildings, with an additional 2 corporate buildings located outside the main campus, totaling over 650,000 square feet of corporate space.
Should we go to corporate? There's 3 man-made lakes.
I think we'd get lost. I think we'd just be wandering around looking for where to go. Security would come up on a golf cart and escort us off the property.
I'd be like, can I get a biscuit at least? Anything?
Be like, we don't.
I'm like, where's the lake?
They have to have a Cracker
I bet
Barrel
they take tours. I bet they tour people around.
to be never seen from it, seen
Again.
or heard from it. That's what's in the barrels.
Oh, people.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel is people.
Originally a working farm, the land features beautiful trees, some of which are over 40 years old, including the rare Spring Creek bladder pod. Found only in Wilson County and listed as an endangered species.
A lot of people use those on their road trips. The old bladder pot.
Or like a jug.
Yeah.
Approximately 90% of Cracker Barrel's ingredients are sourced domestically. Examples include fresh Maine blueberries and real maple syrup from Vermont.
I missed out on the blueberries and the pancakes.
Each Cracker Barrel location boasts unique decor thanks to Dan Evans' partnership with Kathleen and Don Singleton, owners of a local antique shop in the late 1960s. This collaboration evolved into Cracker Barrel having its own decor warehouse spanning 26,000 square feet and housing over 90,000 artifacts.
That's insane.
Basically the little warehouse at the end of Indiana Jones.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But it's just filled with railroad tools and
Just random
muffin tins. And
if they tried as hard on their food as they do at this decor, it would be like light years
they
ahead.
really phone it in. They've like, look, we got you in the building. Who cares
They're
now?
like, we have thousands of antiques in here.
Yeah.
They're like, the food, yeah, we craft it carefully.
On average, each Cracker Barrel store displays around 1,000 authentic artifacts. These artifacts are carefully chosen to reflect the history and character of the specific community.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I did see specific California signage, but a lot of the artifacts that they're talking about are just signs.
Yeah, a lot of signs. But you did get like the gold digging
Yeah, I guess.
situation, which is very California.
Mm-hmm.
The pickaxe and shovel.
Oh, I thought you meant people marrying other people for their money.
Hey!
The decor team meticulously researched each location's history to select artifacts that complement the town and region, effectively creating a mini museum tailored to each community. I feel like...
I didn't feel like it added that much
Yeah.
to the experience.
Well, it's also you're overwhelmed by the store at the front that like by the time you are seated in the proper restaurant.
Yeah.
It's just like...
But it's not like they give tours of their like museum of artifacts. You know what I mean?
We could have done a lap, but it would have looked weird because we're like hovering over other people as they eat.
Yeah, other travelers.
Other travelers. Some decor can be found in every Cracker Barrel. A deer head is a common feature in every Cracker Barrel location. Traditionally, it is positioned above the dining room fireplace. Horseshoes are hung above all front door exteriors, symbolizing good luck for everyone who enters the establishment. Some stores feature a cook stove, which is often displayed in the gift shop area.
Truly.
An ox yoke is typically found above the front doors, reminiscent of its placement above barn doors in the south, and a traffic light is always placed above the vestibule to guide guests to the restrooms.
I recognize a lot of those from my 40 stores.
I like the idea of like green light. Like, come on, you can pee in
green
here.
means go. Come on in.
Yeah. Dan Evans personally created the original menus for Cracker Barrel, shaping them like barrels and featuring handwritten style text. The menus offered country cooking staples like Aigs, A-I-G-S.
What is that?
Eggs.
I don't get it.
But like, it's just the like Tennessee, like eggs.
Oh,
like pronouncing it that way.
Aigs.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Sausage, bacon, ham, pancakes, grits, and biscuits for breakfast.
I bet it was really good in the beginning.
I like that, like, they're just saying that, hey, you want to be Tennessee? Don't spell stuff properly. Be less educated, I guess. I don't know.
It's like a backwards My Fair Lady.
We're trying to dumb it down for the people.
Aigs.
Yeah.
He's like, eggs.
Aigs.
Aigs.
Sounds very like Forrest Gump almost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that's Alabama, but tomato.
Exactly.
The handwritten menus intentionally included misspellings and folksy phrases resembling brown paper bags from country stores. Guests could take these menus as souvenirs.
They're like, we want to come off as dumb. Welcome to Cracker Barrel.
Put this on our fridge. In 2012, Dolly Parton's An Evening with Dolly became Cracker Barrel's first certified gold record. That's right. Cracker Barrel has a
record label?
Has a gold record.
What?
Followed by a Grammy-winning collaboration with Pentatonics on a remake of Jolene in 2017.
I'm confused. They have
It certainly sounds that way, doesn't it?
They have like their own record label?
I mean, how hard is it? You just have to like sign up and call yourself one. I don't know. You put out a couple songs.
Whoa.
Probably collaborate with an existing studio. I don't think they're building their own studio.
They're like, Dolly, do you mind?
Waffle House also has its own.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of funny to me.
All right. I did not know Cracker Barrel had their own like record label.
Dan Evans opened the first Cracker Barrel location in Lebanon, Tennessee, off Interstate 40 in 1969. Even then, the cornbread was made from scratch, a tradition still upheld today. I'm not championing the cornbread.
The cornbread sucked.
We'll get to it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But stop advertising like, oh, our cornbread. Like,
just
put your good
put that
foot
one
forward.
under the rug, dude.
Yeah. It literally tasted like they got it from under the rug.
It was just like,
hey, we found this. Do you want it?
yeah, we got it from
Brush it off.
a scratched floor. It's
Yeah.
from scratch.
Cracker Barrel has produced over 10 million Peg games exclusively for its stores. The Peg game, found on every table, is a beloved pastime for guests waiting for their food.
We did play.
We did play. They have a Peg game. It's like a little triangular thing with a bunch of pegs in it, and there's an objective on it. We'll talk about it more,
We'll get into
but
it.
it's a thing. Contrary to popular belief, the restaurant has no relation to Cracker Barrel.
I kind of maybe thought that they did, because that would make more sense than them having a record label.
Like, what's the secondary business of Cracker Barrel? Record label or?
Well, you're like, what goes with crackers?
Yeah. Cracker Barrel's website offers a variety of kitchen products, including popcorn makers, pots, pans, and home decor items. You can also find candy, clothing, and gift baskets for Cracker Barrel enthusiasts, which is what you previously had described
I'm
yourself
recovering. I'm recovering.
You're
I'm probably going to relapse for breakfast, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, I need it.
You have to turn in your 90-day chip.
I'm like,
Is that how it works? Do you have to turn in your... I don't know anything about AA.
I don't, but I feel like,
If you relapse, do you
turn
like
it
give
in.
it back?
yeah.
Because like if you get a 4-year chip and like
And then
you
you break
relapse,
it,
you
you're
still
done.
have the chip. So yeah, I guess you
You
would
got to
have
be
to
like,
yeah.
start from zero.
I ran a marathon specifically because I wanted one of those medals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I become too sedentary, do I have to turn it back
They're
in?
like, oh, you haven't been running any long runs in a while. We're going to
I've relapsed to just being a couch potato.
sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
While milkshakes aren't listed on the menu at any Cracker Barrel location, you can ask your server to make one.
We should have researched first, I feel.
And according to Yelp reviewers, they're considered one of the restaurant's best kept secrets. This restaurant definitely has some secrets
This
it's
is like-
keeping, and we will get to those.
This is like their animal style, right? They've got their
What?
secret milkshake menu.
What?
Oh, I could feel myself relapsing.
I'm so mad I didn't know this before we went.
We could have got a milkshake instead of that glorious dessert.
Oh my God. On Thanksgiving Day, Cracker Barrel serves an estimated 650,000 pounds of turkey, 1.1 million slices of pie, 8 million ounces of gravy, and 1.6 million ounces of cranberry relish across the country.
Dang.
The home-style turkey and dressing meals are the menu all-stars on Thanksgiving, but the heat and serve holiday family meals to go and home-style turkey and dressing family meals to go are also very popular options. That's so much.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people getting their Thanksgiving dinners from Cracker Barrel.
They're like, you know what sounds good? Mediocre Cracker Barrel.
Honestly, though, like,
It sounds good.
if you are looking for, I mean, I assume it's semi-affordable,
It's probably affordable.
but also you're looking to save, like,
Time.
the effort
Yeah.
of making. I mean, it's not bad to have these options.
It's an
Cracker
option.
Barrel stepping in, filling a void.
I'm not feeling it.
So Cracker Barrel is no stranger to controversy.
Oh.
In 1991, Cracker Barrel faced controversy after a company-wide directive led to the firing of 16 employees whose sexual preferences did not align with normal heterosexual values, sparking accusations of discrimination against gay people. It's not even an accusation.
Dude, For real?
It just is.
no.
1991.
I'm ashamed. Keep going.
Stockholders organized resistance against Cracker Barrel's discriminatory policy, leading to founder Dan Evans' apology and retraction of the policy, with the requirement to explicitly forbid discrimination in the corporate policy.
Okay, so they recovered.
You know, they made the necessary changes.
I'm upset.
We're not done.
Oh, no. I can't take any more. My heart.
In the early 2000s, Cracker Barrel has found other ways to attack our hearts. In the early 2000s, the Justice Department accused Cracker Barrel of racial bias after a civil rights investigation revealed mistreatment of African American patrons, including discriminatory seating practices and poor service responses.
Like nationwide?
I mean, the Justice Department.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Despite denying the accusations, Cracker Barrel faced negative press and legal action, including a 2018 incident where an African-American veteran was accused of cursing at a server in a West Virginia Cracker Barrel, leading to a court case and further scrutiny.
Oof. Oof.
So.
Oof. My heart is just broken right now.
Yeah. And I don't have any more facts to mend your heart.
Nothing to be like, but in other news.
Look, I'm leaving you like Cracker Barrel did. Not a lot of hope as you exit.
Not a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Not a lot of hope.
And that'll do it for this week's Eat Deets. Get it?
I got it.
Yeah. All right, so we've covered the history of the Cracker Barrel franchise.
Depressing.
We have a review to give.
Okay.
We have a review to give of Cracker Barrel, but that's going to come next week. This week, we're going to see what other people said about this Cracker Barrel location in this week's Yelp from Strangers.
We need a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4 or 5. So get a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A little Yelp. Give us those complaints while you literally whine and die. Yelp!
All right, this is Yelp from Strangers, our segment where we turn to Yelp and read out our favorite 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-star Yelp reviews of the very Cracker Barrel at which we dined.
3-star review.
I'm going to start us off with a 3-star review.
I thought you might.
From IMJ from San Fernando Valley, California, written January 6th, 2024. Got a gift certificate for Christmas to Cracker Barrel, so we drove from Hollywood to Camarillo to have a late lunch, early dinner at that location.
Already
Relatable to us.
starting off poorly. Who does not love you enough to get you a Cracker Barrel gift certificate?
Who's punishing you?
Who's punishing you? They're like, would you like to drive over an hour to get a little lunch?
Going there, I knew this was a comfort food restaurant and not particularly for diabetics. We still planned a drive to Santa Barbara, California, so I didn't want my sugar to get too low, and I was a little hungry. So I ordered the 3 eggs and bacon. Grandkids ordered chicken fried steak. I love that he's just like...
He's a grandpa. Let's keep going.
Look, my blood sugary.
The blood shugs.
I'm
like, did they serve him a lot of sugar? Where's this going?
I'm not trusting Cracker Barrel to help me regulate blood sugar properly.
Not trusting.
Not in the slightest. Took a min for the food to arrive. There were only 2 waitresses for the whole restaurant.
Ooh.
When we got our food, it was not hot. It was cold, and I only got 2 eggs. I mentioned to the waitress I hadn't gotten the 3rd egg, and she just said, "Oh, I must have forgot." No biggie, I guess.
The cold food, the
Cold food.
missing egg? Really?
Making it sound like they didn't fix it. They were just like, "Oh, I forgot."
Okay, step on it.
No refills. No how is your food. Nothing. I still gave her a tip and went on my merry way. The highlight was the gift shop cashiers, so nice and actually spoke to you. Hosts who seat you, though, were spitting the fuck bomb the whole time we shopped the gift shop.
The old fuck bomb.
The old fuck bomb.
Wait, that's like 108 tables? That's way too many. That's like 95 tables too many.
Well, it also sounded like it wasn't super busy. I mean, maybe I'm only assuming that.
It sounds like it was really busy and the server was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But if it was really slow, that would be really sad.
Yeah. I did read a few reviews about how it's like they got our order wrong and we were the only one in the restaurant.
Oh, no. Failure.
Yeah. Bottom line, if we're paying the high prices for the food, at least treat us like we matter, ask us for refills, make sure our food is hot and fresh, and don't get upset when we tell you the order's wrong or not fresh. Make it right. Then I'll want to return. That's all. 3 stars. IMJ.
Did he say the high price of food somewhere in there?
Yeah, if we're paying the high prices for the food. This is one of the
First of all,
cheapest bills.
It's a gift certificate.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, this is one of the cheapest.
Of the places I've been, this is on the cheaper end.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap. Okay.
5-star review.
Shall we just give Cracker Barrel a little reprieve and do a 5-star?
Sure.
Let's see what someone thinks about this 5-star, okay? This is probably me in my 20s,
Yeah.
okay? 5 stars from Norma V of West Hills, California.
And this is right in the middle of the pandemic, September 6th, 2020.
This is only, they opened in February of 2020?
Yeah, so
March,
7
April,
months
May.
in.
Yeah, 7 months into, maybe they cared more earlier.
Yeah, I also want to state, this is written like a poem. Like the spacing on this.
This is just something I would do, I feel.
This felt like someone went in their notes app and just kind of stream of consciousness made a different line for each individual thought.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. Norma. First time here! Exclamation point. No waiting. It's the pandemic. Seated immediately. It's the pandemic. Sorry, that's my addition.
Yeah.
Our server, Debbie, the best.
best.
Greeted with a wonderful attitude. She was smiling through her mask, made some recommendations. My husband and I chose the sampler. Awesome! All caps, 3 exclamation points. Biscuits, wonderful. Bacon, crispy, but not burnt. A must for my husband. Grits, apples, gravy, out of this world. No punctuation here, except just a period after grits. Took me back to my days in Georgia. Debbie kept alert on what we needed. She scanned the table once the food was served and noticed we were missing our hash brown casserole. Wow, what an eye.
I love that commentary. Wow, what an eye.
Debbie, she's got to just...
She's eagle-eyed. She knows when things are missing.
Old eagle-eyed Debbie just noticing her own mistake. She scanned the table. All around, heartfelt good food and service.
At this point, we're word vomiting.
She's just word vomiting. I think she's trying to say all around heartfelt, period. Good food and service. Because she also capitalized food for no reason.
Yeah.
And then she says, noticed.
Well, she could be saying all around heartfelt good.
That's my heart was feeling good all around. That's true.
Yeah.
And then just food and service, its own thing.
Just food and service.
Food
That's
and
a
service.
thing.
It happened.
It exists.
Noticed all the other tables were enjoying themselves also. Good to see that one table brought their grandma to Sunday breakfast.
I like that observation. Like, oh, they're letting the old people out.
Grammy.
They take them for a walk.
Well-educated. How does she know this? And well-manicured. Mannered. Great nails.
Well-manicured.
Well-educated, well-mannered granddaughters. Debbie with her great attitude
Just bringing
and
it back
humor.
to Debbie.
We fucking love Debbie. Debsters. We'll definitely ask for her table next time we're here. The store was wonderful. Bought some cute salt shakers for Thanksgiving. Prices are great. Affordable. Good
Wow.
old.
Norma, really?
She's really doing a love letter.
But she's ahead of, she's buying Thanksgiving salt shakers on September 6th. It's still summer.
I know. She's doing
thinking
great.
about Thanksgiving.
She says, good old-fashioned candies. I was like, candles? Could be at the Cracker
Thin
Barrel.
sticks?
The old thin sticks. Restrooms were clean. All around great experience. We'll be back again soon.
5 stars. But just the formatting of this
It's
really stuck out to me.
hilarious.
It's just
It does look like an E.E. Cummings poem.
it feels like Shel Silverstein was
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Norma. You can go download our full Yelp from Strangers segment at our Patreon. The link for that is in the description of this episode, or you can go to patreon.com/finediningpodcast. And we're now offering a 1-week free trial, so what do you have to lose? Go check it out. People have wild opinions, and we get to read oh so many of them. Thanks. All right, so that's the history. That's the Yelp reviews. All that's left is to talk about our experience at Cracker Barrel
Finally.
next week.
No.
So
Tune in.
tune in. So part 2 next week, Cracker Barrel. We'll get at it. But in the meantime, Jen, thanks for coming to Cracker Barrel with me and sitting here and learning about it.
Love
I guess.
it.
Yeah.
/ heartbroken by it.
Yeah. We'll hear all about it next week. Is there anything you want to plug? Tell people where to follow you on the socials.
Hi, guys. Well, let's see. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Jen Liv. ITSJenLiv. For comedy videos, stand-up, music, stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
You know.
And you can follow me at Fine Dining Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. You can visit the website, finediningpodcast.com. Sign up for the little mailing list thing. I send out a thing every week when there's a new episode. Send me an email, finediningpodcast@gmail.com. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me how wrong I am about things. Tell me how right I am about things. I don't care. Just talk to me.
I want a friend.
I want friends. So we'll be back next week. In the meantime, we'll just be here waiting on our table. Thanks, Jen, for coming on.
Have a fine day.
Waiting on our table, waiting on our table. The step is done and we had some fun. Now we're waiting on our table, waiting on our table. Join us next time, we're stuck in line. Waiting on our table, waiting on our table. We're so hungry, Tommy's grumbling. Waiting on our table, waiting on our table. We gotta continue our search for mediocrity.
Have a fine day.